There is a pain that many people in this world carry quietly. The pain of waiting. Waiting for life to finally become easier. Waiting for success after years of struggle. Waiting for prayers to be answered. Waiting for the darkness to end. And after enough waiting, even strong people begin questioning themselves. Maybe life forgot me. Perhaps you know this feeling too. You work hard every day, yet nothing changes. You stay patient, while others move ahead faster than you. You keep watering dreams that still look like empty soil. But what if life is not delaying you to punish you? What if something deeper is being prepared beneath the surface? Tonight's story comes from the dry lands of Rajasthan, India, where an old farmer taught an entire village that patience is not weakness, it is wisdom. And by the end of this story, you may understand why some blessings arrive slowly. Many years ago, near the edge of the Thar Desert in Rajasthan, there was a small village surrounded by dusty roads, mustard fields, and ancient banyan trees. In the mornings, women carried clay pots of water on their heads, while temple bells echoed softly through the warm air. At sunset, the sky turned deep orange over the desert sands, and lanterns flickered outside mud houses painted with traditional patterns. Life there was difficult. The rains were unpredictable, the summers were brutal, and most families survived only through patience and hard work. Among the villagers lived an old farmer named Hari. Hari was not rich. His kurta was faded from years under the desert sun. His hands were rough like tree bark, and his small farm barely produced enough crops to survive. But despite his hardships, Hari carried a strange kind of peace. He never rushed, never complained, never envied others. Every morning before sunrise, Hari walked to a small empty field behind his house, carrying 2 brass buckets of water. And every day, he watered the same patch of dry earth. For years. But nothing ever grew there. The villagers laughed at him constantly. "There goes old Hari again," they mocked, "watering dead land like a madman." Even children giggled when they passed him. But Hari never became angry. He would simply smile and continue watering the silent ground beneath the rising Indian sun. One summer, a young man named Arjun returned to the village from Mumbai. Years earlier, he had left home dreaming of success. But the city had broken him. He lost money in failed businesses. Friends betrayed him. The woman he loved married someone else. And after years of struggle, he returned home feeling ashamed and defeated. One evening, while walking through the village during sunset azan and temple bells, Arjun noticed old Hari watering the empty field again. Frustrated by his own life, Arjun finally asked, "Baba, why do you keep watering land where nothing grows?" Hari continued pouring water slowly before replying, "Because not everything grows at the speed of human impatience." Arjun frowned. "But after all these years, there is still nothing there." Hari smiled gently. "Beta, that is because you only trust what your eyes can immediately see." The words stayed in Arjun's mind long after he walked away, because deep inside, he too felt like empty land. Years of effort, years of waiting, yet no visible results. The next morning, Arjun returned. Not because he believed the old man, but because he wanted to understand how someone so poor could still remain peaceful. As the desert wind moved through the village, Hari handed Arjun a bucket. "Help me water the field." Arjun laughed bitterly. "You really believe something is growing there?" Hari looked toward the horizon. In life, the most important things often grow invisibly first. Then he asked quietly, "Tell me, Arjun, why are humans so afraid of waiting?" Arjun answered immediately, "Because waiting feels like failure." Hari shook his head slowly. "No, waiting feels like uncertainty. and the human mind fears uncertainty more than suffering itself. The old farmer sat beneath a banyan tree. In India, he continued softly, farmers understand something city people forget. You cannot pull a crop from the soil before its season arrives. Do that, and you destroy it. Weeks passed. Arjun began helping Hari every morning. Still, the field remained empty. One afternoon during monsoon season, Arjun finally lost patience. This is madness. Years of watering and still nothing. Hari looked calmly at the rain clouds above them. Then he picked up a seed from the ground. If you plant a seed today, would you dig it up tomorrow to check if it's growing? Of course not. Why? Because it would die. Hari nodded. Yet humans do this to their own lives every day. Arjun became silent. The old farmer continued. You plant effort. You plant discipline. You plant hope. Then every night you destroy your peace asking, why hasn't life changed? Why hasn't life changed yet? The monsoon rain began falling softly around them. Then Hari finally revealed the truth. The empty field was planted with bamboo. Indian bamboo spends years growing deep roots underground before anything appears above the surface. For a long time, nothing can be seen. But beneath the soil, an entire foundation is quietly being built. And once the roots become strong enough, the bamboo rises faster than anyone expects. Hari looked at Arjun carefully. Human life is the same. Strong souls are not built quickly. That winter, drought struck Rajasthan. Wells dried up, crops failed. Many villagers abandoned hope. Even Arjun began doubting again. One cold night beside a small fire, he whispered, Baba, what if patience changes nothing? Hari stared silently at the flames before answering. Patience does not mean waiting while doing nothing. It means continuing to water the soil, even when life has not yet shown you the harvest. Then he pointed toward the dark desert. Do you see the moon tonight? Yes. Does the moon become smaller simply because clouds hide it? No. Hari smiled. Then why do humans believe their value disappears during difficult seasons? The words struck Arjun deeply. Because for years, he had measured himself only by visible success. Money, status, recognition. But nature never hurries. The Ganges River does not rush to reach the ocean. The banyan tree does not grow overnight. And the sun never arrives earlier because humans are impatient. Only people torture themselves with timing. Then one morning, after nearly 5 years, a tiny green shoot finally emerged from the earth. The villagers laughed again. All this waiting for one little plant? But Hari simply smiled, because he understood something they did not. Within months, the bamboo rose higher and higher into the Rajasthan sky. Tall, strong, unshaken by desert winds. The same villagers who mocked Hari now stood silently before the great bamboo field. And Arjun felt tears filling his eyes, not because of the bamboo, but because for the first time, he understood his own life. His failures had not been wasted. His waiting had not been meaningless. Something invisible had been growing inside him all along. Patience, wisdom, depth, strength, faith. Things the world could not immediately see, but things that truly mattered. That evening, under the golden Indian sunset, Arjun asked softly, Baba, why do humans struggle so much with patience? Hari smiled gently. Because humans want flowers, without respecting seasons. The desert wind moved softly through the tall bamboo, and for the first time in many years, Arjun felt peace. Not because life suddenly became easy, but because he finally understood this truth. Just because nothing is visible yet, does not mean nothing is growing.
Perhaps this story reached you tonight for a reason, because maybe you too are in a season where life feels silent. Maybe your efforts seem invisible. Maybe your healing feels slow. Maybe your dreams feel delayed. But do not abandon yourself too early. The strongest bamboo spends years building roots nobody can see. And sometimes, the people life prepares most deeply are the ones forced to wait the longest. So breathe slowly. Keep watering your life. And trust this: what grows slowly often grows strong enough to survive every storm.